you, Alan, giving me this time to say thank you to you.
Absolute pleasure,
really,
Marcus.
I feel I want to have this opportunity because in my social circle, I do connect with quite a number of young families who are basically migrants. They come here in particular for the education system, and so now there are big concerns for them because when they observe the lagging in terms of NAPLAN in Australia, and also they find that there are some toxic gender ideology infiltrated into the system. And again, we also see some hatred culture being infiltrated.
Absolutely.
Like the vote thing, you know. So as parents of young family, we are very concerned.
Yeah.
So I find that actually when you make the statement to reject the education board about what they propose, I'm really surprised, and I really want to say thank you to you because the way you put it is really to reject those toxic things and try to reinstate the good values that Australia has been riding on and being successful.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so I really feel that you have done a great job in terms of defending our education system from the infiltration. So really, I want to thank you for that.
Oh, thank you so much, Marcus. That's very good of you. There's, I mean, you're right about a couple of things. Our standards have slipped.
Yeah.
And so I'm concerned to ensure that Australia is back up amongst the top countries in the world as far as education standards are concerned.
Right.
But equally, that the values which are imparted through our schooling system reflect the mainstream values of Australia and are positive, are optimistic, have a positive view of our history, because ultimately the millions of migrants who came to Australia did so for a reason.
Yeah, sure.
Because we're a fantastic country.
Yeah.
And we want that to be imparted. Why are we such a great country? Why are we such a successful democracy? Because if kids learn that, they'll defend it. If they learn to hate our country, they're not going to defend those key attributes which have made us so successful today.
Right. So really, on behalf of the young family, I do want to ask you one question. Say, if a young family really want to do something to, safeguard or protect our education system, what will you suggest us to do?
Marcus, probably a few things. One would be to keep a close eye on what your kids are being taught. And if you have concerns, raise them.
Yeah.
The second thing would be to choose your school carefully. Different schools have different values which are imparted, and it should reflect the values which you hold dearly in your own family.
Yeah.
And perhaps thirdly, I would say, and with an election coming up, think carefully about who you vote for. Certain political parties, my political party, the Liberal Party, you know what my views are as the Education Minister. Understand the views of other political parties too, because they're not always the same.
Right.
We want higher standards in the Liberal Party.
Yep.
We do want a positive, optimistic view of Australia being imparted onto our kids.
Yes.
And we want good mainstream values being imparted as well. That's what we stand for, so think carefully about that too.
Yep, thank you for that. I think what you put, the statement you've put in public actually helps us to understand where you stand.
Yeah, thanks.
And I think that helps us to make a good decision in the upcoming election as well.
Yeah, good one.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Marcus.
Okay.